Are you concerned with spreading the...
Oh, so the thing about the readers, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really mean sort of our readers, but I mean, the people at that being.
Oh, yes.
The
Of
general.
course, I mean, anybody, because we are all one, we are all one. And this is the thing, to be just communication, just the realization of a mutual sort of love between people. I mean, it's such a gas. It's a good vibration, which makes you feel good, and which is, the whole thing of those vibrations that you get through yoga and cosmic chants and all things like that. I mean, it's such a buzz that, it buzzes you out of everywhere. It's nothing to do with pills or anything like that. I mean, that's all just part of the craft, like all the worldly things. But it's just in your own head, the realization, and it's such a buzz that it buzzes you right into the astral plane. So,
yeah, that covers that. What else was that?
So, I mean, that's all those people who... that's why the whole thing of if you're hip, nobody can become a drug addict if they're hip. Because, it's obvious if you're hip, then you've got to, you just got to make it, the buzz of all buzzes, which is the thing that is God, and all that, so you've got to be straight to get it. I'm sorry to tell you. Or you get it better if you're straight, or more, because you can only get it to a degree. So it's like, even if you get it, then you only get it for however long the pill lasts.
Yeah.
And so then, so the thing is, if you really want it, to get it permanently, you've got to do it, be healthy, don't eat meat, stay away from those nightclubs, and meditate. It's great with a little mic. It's like telling the people in the paper, only they can't get you, because you can rub it off. Yeah, but it's so great.
There's really a lot of people turning onto this.
Yeah.
You didn't make this Alexander Palace thing we had a couple of weeks ago. Because there were about sort of 7,000 people there. All very kind,
and relaxed. Just broken glass.
No, not at all. There was one person who pushed in the ornamental pond. And there were a lot of little moths that have arrived all aggressive and stopped people dancing. By the end of the evening, they were dancing down the aisles with sort of flowers in their hair.
Well, they've got to trip down.
And you rarely see that, man.
John was there.
Yes, I'm told. I hope he didn't get any trouble, because it doesn't take much.
No, well, John was on the trip. So he just, he met a few people who would like coming for autographs. And he said, do you really want an autograph? What good, I'm here, you can see me, all that. And so, he just let some of them, hang around with him, just not saying anything. You can come, just, we're here, and it's this, I'm not in me, it's just that. And he got it over to a couple, and they were all right, just a couple who were cool,
But out of that number of people, it was so beautiful to see them. They all had beautiful clothes.
Lovely.
And there were people rushing around with joint between each finger and sort of...
There's
no law or anything. No, we had our own police, which were the black Muslims.
Hey, not black Muslims. Muslims.
Well, these were black Muslims, and they call themselves the black Muslims.
Why?
No, Malcolm X's movement. This is Michael X.
Well, did you see Cassius Clay on the news? No, there was something great where a fellow was interviewing him because he, this thing about the army and that he wouldn't go in, and he was saying why he wouldn't go in because he's Muslim, and the interviewer kept saying, well, Mohammed, do the black Muslim, and it's Muslim, you know, there's no sort of black or white in that, or, you know, it's just that, and that's the thing, which it is, you know, and if they really, that's what it is in all religions, but all that, you know, there's no difference between us, but they just happen to be practicing it a bit. But just, so he didn't like him saying black Muslim all the time, because he was saying it's just Muslim, that's the only thing.
Well, that's good. Because, I mean, the original movement was very much a black one.
Yeah.
They were all going to go back to Africa and fight the white men. So that progressed a bit.
Yeah. The Klan.
Yeah.
But the Ku Klux Klan, whatever they are, you know, it's stupid. You know, these little fellas from, you know, who just put on their outfit. It's like we could be them if you get your outfit and go out with a little banner by shouting at somebody like that. There's all that thing about the Klan are coming together, so the concerts were somewhere in the States. And there were about 4 or 5 of them walking up and down, shouting, don't go in there. Something about that Christ thing.
Oh, yeah.
And just all the kids shouting at him and laughing at him and that. And then the police just came around and told him to move away. But it wasn't like you imagine millions of people all fiery crosses all coming to burn us. Oh yeah, so silly.
Did you find that you could communicate easily with people in India? They speak English?
Yeah, the ones I was with could speak English. You know, some of them couldn't speak it all that good. Because, you know, Gus Rawley can speak it great, and he was educated in Paris. Now this is the good thing about him, you know, for all the people who are interested, if you want to write it, because he's not like you imagine, or some people could imagine, like a funny little Indian fella, you know, with his strange instrument. Because people really have that, the concept. I don't know, I probably did that as well. But he's very hip to the Western world, and particularly the environment now and all the changes and everything. And he knows Leary, and he's done films for that, and, you know, always, you know, all those things. And he speaks a lot of languages, and can speak English, so he was alright. And then all the people around him can speak good English, or quite good. And then the further they go away from it, they, you know, a little worse, or they haven't learnt it as much.
Yeah.
So, but most of the people, you know, you communicate, you don't have to talk. You know, I mean, they're so great musicians and things like that. And it was really, you know, it was so nice, and yet it was so sort of just strange, because, you know, the whole thing of trying to be humble, you've got to be humble really to be yourself, or to get a chance to be yourself, because if you're not humble, your ego and your big cabbage heads get in the way. And so there's these musicians who are really too much, and they were advanced students of ours.
Yeah.
And he'd been giving them a lesson, and we were there just to watch a bit. And he sat in the middle and sang, and they followed him, and they went through for 2.5 hours and completely improvised the whole thing. And but he was singing, which was pretty far out, and all these people playing. They were, you know, it just knocked me out so much. It was so great, and yet they were just so humble and saying, "Such a pleasure to meet you," and, you know, all that, which, you know, it was horrible, because I was trying to be humble there, and because, you know, I was there for that, not for anything to do with this, you know. And Ravi Shankar is so brilliant. You know, you get in perspective. And these, so, I mean, as far as I was concerned, these people were very far out, because they were so great, and yet they were so humble. I mean, you know, it was so great, but that's the thing, you see, the people you communicate, because it's just there, you know, there's no bullshit, because they don't create it, you know, it's not as much game as in the Western world, you know, because they're a bit more spiritually inclined, and they just, you know, feel, you know.
Did you sort of realise this?
Oh yeah, you just felt the vibrations all the time, you know, from the people I was with were so, you know, I mean, they've all got their problems and all that, but they're just happy, and so, you know, they vibrated.
You didn't search out a guru or anything like that?
Well,
you weren't really there
this thing, I mean, Ravi's like musical guru,
yeah,
but this whole thing was too much, because the musical thing for me, just, you know, just to be able to appreciate it, you know, whether I play it or not, you know, listen, but just my appreciation for it was so great, you know, I've never been knocked out with anything for so long.
yeah.
But then, later I realised that wasn't the real thing. That was still a little stepping stone for me to see, you know, the spiritual bit of it, which it is. But it's great because it's through the music. The music's very much involved with spiritual, as we know from Harisson we just heard. I mean, that's it. But it's so attuned to the spiritual scene. So it depends on how spiritual the musician is.
Yeah.
And that's why I dig Ravi, because he's fantastic, you know, a little man who sits there with a bit of wire,
Yeah.
and just does that, and says all that, you know, because there's things that you know, and you can't say it, because there's no words, and he can say it like that.
I wonder why it comes across best in music rather than painting and poetry.
Well, because music is vibrations like of sound, whereas painting is just vibrations of something else, whatever you pick up. But it's not actually an energy type of vibration you get from a groovy painting, say.
Yeah.
But music is sound and vibrations, and the whole, you know, things seem to travel along vibrations and that.
Yeah.
But you know, the whole thing, mantras and that, is to repeat and repeat those sounds, so that, and it's vibrations, you see, the whole thing, like prayers and hymns, this is where it's all gone, you know, they don't know that this over here, but I mean, a prayer is to vibrate devotion and, you know, love and whatever it is to whoever you believe in, Christ or Buddha or Krishna or any of them. And that's it. And you get the response depending on how much you mean it. And that's why those people become that. Because they're giving out, they want it so much, they give out so much, they get back so much, and it snowballs until you Christ.
Yeah.
You know, we're back to that again.
Actually, it's so through some of the process of artists, right? Have you ever seen any 16th century Japanese painting? They had a school called the Thrifty Brush School, which specialised in the one corner style. And it was really a question of going out to your subject and meditating on it for a few days until you didn't see it anymore. I was obsessed with it. And he made a visit to China. And 40 years later, one afternoon, he painted this scroll, which was about 1,000 feet long. This gigantic scroll, which was his visit to China. And all the mountains and things. It's like pure energy in this painting, because it's not a reproduction of what was out there at all.
It is. Yeah, he must have really been. Well, he must have been very groovy. I mean, you can imagine a yogi painting. You know, I mean, if he wants, he can just go and whatever, you know.
Well, he was also sort of Zen monk, you know.
Yeah, well, that's the same sort of thing as yogis. You see, this is where my thing is, you know. I mean, my stepping stones have led me to be a Hindu. So, you know, that's sort of out of this thing that's happening now. There's a lot of everything going about. So, you know, I've tried to get to know about as much of it, you know. But, so, I'm not really hip to too much of the Zen or Buddhist point of view. But the thing is, you see, I don't have to be now, because I just know that they're all the same. It's all the same, and it's just whichever one you want to take. And it happens that I'm taking, you know, the Hindu. And
you ought to look into some of them, because they lead, I mean, you obviously get to the same thing eventually, but like Tibetan yoga, for instance, approaches it, their concepts of the relation of energy and matter and consciousness, which is like the perception of energy. Well, I personally find it sort of much easier to reach this through that than through sort of instant Zen thing. You know? Well, someone tells you a card and flash there. You know?
I'd like to have a go of the Zen diets to see what they eat, because, you know, I'm just trying to get good food and right food and all that, because it's all part of it, you know. It's like that, they tell you that, look after your car, put oil and that in it. Like you do that with your body, you know, you put whatever you want is best on.
Did you ever go down to Craig's restaurant?
I haven't been to any of those.
Restaurant.
Oh,
which got closed down, which didn't come up to the Hill Street.
Well, there's another one of those around somewhere. Yeah.
But that was a beautiful idea, because his restaurant was sort of macrobiotic, not very strict.
What does macrobiotic mean?
It's sort of grown up out of the Japanese dietary things. It was
but is it just pure things?
It's just, pure. I mean,
and
it's brown rice and chewing it for 100 times. And, you know, sort of fish. And, at Craig's place they had something called moo tea, which was prepared from roots, you know. Craig wouldn't tell you what root the roots were. And it's beautiful tea, it was so refreshing. And,
that's good, because you see, the thing for yoga is the more and more you get into it, and the more you do, and naturally, and all that, and the more of your bad habits you've got to try and cut down on. And you've got to refrain from tea and coffee a lot, because that, you know, is a stimulant again.
Right.
Just get up in the morning,
it's okay.
You know, have a cup of tea, and they don't realise, or do they? Yes, they do, that's why they have it, because they dig it. They dig having the cup of tea.
Well, these are little old ladies, they're all totally addicted to tea. They need to have about 10 cups a day. And if you took those away from you, I'm sure they'd go into withdrawals.
Well, but that's the thing, you know. So if you want to become really sort of a religious person, or whatever those people think they are, then you've got to live in accordance with a lot of laws, which just are, which exist, you know, and they're just there. No matter what we do, they go on and on, because it's us who's affected by them and not the other way like they think it. And the moment they start living with those laws, I mean, it's impossible, because there's always nutcases, but you know, it'd be a better place. But that's it, you see, it doesn't matter. The whole thing is you straighten yourself, and because you can't, that will go on and on and on forever. You just help to maybe save a few more people from being stupid and being ignorant. Now that's what we're doing here now, talking, because you have to save them. They're all potentially divine, it says.
Does that concern you much? I mean, do you want to
Well,
cross?
well, you see, when
I mean, not sort of like this, but I mean through your music.
Yeah. Well, through anything, you see, you can't think and feel things like that. You couldn't really cut, I couldn't anyway, cut on from everything because I'm still leaning on it. And so if I'm leaning on it, there's somebody leaning on me. Only very subtly, just being that I'm part of the structure that's going on. And so, rather than cop out now at the moment, because I'm not ready, maybe later on I'll really get into where it's peaceful. We're already getting that going, so that we'll have somewhere nice to be. Because that's what it is now. Everybody should just stay at home and meditate, and they'd be so much happier. And but that'll all come for us because we're going to make it. And that's what it is, everybody, you just make your state of mind. Nero said, on the television, that you make and preserve the image of your choice. But still, we've got to communicate, we've got to be doing things, because we're a part of it, and because it's nice, you've got to have an outlet. Because this is what it's like, having a big intake on the front of your head, where there's so much going in, and it's going through all this, and there's like a little exhaust pipe on the back that goes and lets a bit out, but it's to get as much going out the back as is coming in, because you've got to do that, because for everything you get in, you've got to give something else out. So whatever the Beatles and whatever our personal interests are that we're doing from day to day, and that's like our little exhaust coming out the back.
Which seems to be getting bigger and bigger.
Well, it's got to be, But it's great, just the realization of all this is that, anything's feasible, because it's all only a dream anyway. So, anything's feasible. And so, which gives you, it's infinite scope. You just go on and on and on until you're right out there.
Yeah.
But it's, the thing is, we could go. There's times I'm sure we sort of hold back a lot, because like things like Strawberry Fields, I know there's a lot of people who like that, who probably wouldn't have liked us a year ago, and then there's a lot of people who didn't like it, who did like us a year ago. So it's all the same really, but it's just a pity that if that record, say, came out next year, then it would have just come out, people, and that. But this year, it's like, they sort of don't, they just don't mention it, or they sort of pretend that,
can't be happening here.
But, they just know that something's happening, because, so we got to hold back a bit, because the whole thing is that we don't want to leave people, because, we're all together on this thing, we're just a little part of it, so we'd like to get as many people who want to be a part of it with us. And, but we could really freak out. The thing is, we could probably do something where we record things not under the Beatles, we record, but I don't know, what Sir Joe would say about that, I better check. But, we don't tell him. And just put out LPs on of, complete,
That would be very good.
Yeah. And then we can do the Beatles as, the plane doing it to get them, so that keep it.
Do you think you're bringing most of them along with you?
Well, but we're losing a lot, but we're gaining a lot. I think, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's good because when something like that happens, that's it. Somebody who does something that everybody really wants to do, then it makes everybody else try their harder as well and strive for something better. And it's good because if ever we've done something like that, then everybody's been there, ready, to because we're as much influenced by everybody else as they are by us, if they are, that's it. It's just all a part of a big thing. And I give to you and you give to me, and it goes right into music.
It's great to see your influence in music. Because if you do something, then the other better groups don't copy it, but their next LP always seems to be sort of another jump up.
Yeah, so you just say a word, and if you said something straight to the point, then you can say, just get all the words that are going to say everything that's needed to say, and you get it in about 2 lines, and then just use those things, keep saying those words, and make them into a big LP.
Well, that's what Harisson is, I guess, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Except it's not in English. And, well, the whole point of that is that the words disappear. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you don't know. That's right, so that it's not the... That's right, yeah. Because they get hung up on the meaning of the word rather than the sound of the word. What was that? And in the beginning was the word. And that's the thing about Krishna. It's Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna. So it's not the word that you're saying, but it's the sound. When you Krishna, 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 and it's just sound. It's great. And then sound is a vibration, and then the more you can put into that vibration, the more you get out, because that's action and reaction. That's the thing to tell the people. See, it's all very obvious, the whole thing of life, and all the answers to everything is in one of the divine law, and the thing of karma, action and reaction. And it's obvious. Everybody knows that if they're happy, then usually the people around them are happy, or the people around them are happy make them feel a bit happy. So that's a proved thing, and everything, like I give to you and you give to me. And so they all know that, but they haven't thought about it to the point of every action that they do. Because that's what it is, every action you do, there's a reaction to it. So if you want a good reaction, then you do a good action. And if you want a bad one, then you punch somebody. But that's, that's where it's at. Just that one thing. So that's what the whole scene of heaven and hell. So heaven and hell is now, right at this moment. And you make it heaven or you make it hell by your action. And that's it. So, it's just obvious, isn't it?
But that's really, I think.
There's so many ways of approaching it as well. Almost every subject you care to talk about, this always moves right in.
That is everything, really, too much all that.
I don't know how to get it across.
Well, just all that. Whatever action people know, whatever action they do, something comes back on them.
The trouble is, I think of it just in terms of the action. It's such a real thing to them. They don't realise all the other possibilities and really how random they are.
Well,
These
that's all.
molecules happen to be in this form at this sort of moment.
Well, that's the pity of ignorance. Because that's all it is. Everybody's great, really. And everybody has got to be great. Because they're going to be here until they get straight. And that's it. And so, and everybody would like to be good. Everybody, that's a silly thing. Everybody always likes it when they're having a nice time, or when they're happy, or when it's sunny, or, all that. They all dig it. But then, they just, funny, aren't they? Those people. But then, they just go and forget about it. So they never really try and make it nice. They think that it's just either it comes along and it's nice for you, and if you're lucky, or if you're unlucky, it's bad for you.
It's also their upbringing. They're taught to reproduce society that was before.
Yeah.
I wonder would something must have gone wrong very early on. I think, because presumably everything was cool at one point. Coming up from the apes and everything, they were still pretty natural and in touch with everything.
Yeah.
Why the hell did man decide to start feeling guilty and afraid of freedom?
I think it's when they became man. It's when they became man. Man has ego.
And you then saw what Beethoven was.
And that's what, so ego took them further and further away from what it is. It's like now people's egos could spoil everything or make everything.
Yeah.
Because you've got to have an ego. Why you're here physically. Yeah. So it's all the people's things, it's their egos and fear and hate and all that. It's all, that's the thing, it's just all what religion's telling them. Only religion isn't telling them to them as if they're people, or as if it's the same as them. It's other, the Western religions, like up here, saying, do that, and they said that, shut up. But they don't.
Well, it's terribly fucked up.
Yeah, right.
It's so far away from the original concept. It's just a big property of it, it seems. Like, not concerned with anything else. I mean, the church has far more land than the rest.
Have you heard Lenny Bruce's Religions Incorporated?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Well, that's it, that saves you going into that. He just says it. But Lenny Bruce is crucified, isn't it? It's sad seeing the way. But very strange. So,
the trouble is that almost all their actions are unconscious on this level. They don't realise that they're consciously going out to stop something, to kill any kind of good.
There's all ignorance. Yeah, but that's it. People, they fear new things, or they fear knowledge somehow. I don't know why. It's like anything that I ever learned, always, it was so great. I mean, I never thought of it at the time, but it was just that little bit more in your mind, or less, or whatever it does. Expansion, consciousness, or awareness. And because what it all gets down to in the end, I mean, we're all, even those who are very, very aware, are still so unaware. This is the thing that everything's relative to that. And the more you know, you don't know anything. All that. So,
well, the difficulty comes in attuning it to your life, everyday life.
Yeah. Everyday life. But that's what religion is. People every minute.
I mean, this is the thing people can't get across with Zen. First of all, everything is as we see it, and then it's not. You know, like they can reach the phase where they can see that the tree is not really a tree, but the final bit of seeing it as a tree again, seeing their office tree as an office tree again, is really very difficult.
But it's all just a matter of realization, and it's the thing of like Christ, that the people in the Western religion, in Christianity, they sort of believe that, you know, that Christ is, it's this funny thing of like Son of God, and I know Hattie's mum is very religious and she believes like that and she's great, you know, but she's got this funny concept of it as the three, you know, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. Now there's those three, and Christ was Son of God, and he was God, and he was not like us, because he was God, and it's all like that. And it's the way it's sort of put down onto the people a bit. It's not what Christ said, you know. I mean, Christ was the one washing the leper's feet. So, I mean, he was very, very humble. But, I mean, it's not the way they're putting it down now. You know, it's... They don't feel... They feel as though it's like God is there, and they're that down there. And they don't realise that they're God. And Christ is just exactly the same as us, but he'd realised it. He'd realised that he was God, that's all it is. We're God too, but realise it.
But also this thing of God being up there and we're something else altogether, they repeat this by trying to assert themselves over sort of nature or their children or anything else, which is even worse than this side that's passed along through the education.
Yeah, it's amazing.
People would stop trying to assert themselves over nature and just realise they're part of it.
Right. And the whole thing, society's made all these cities and like the way we're living in now. And so, like lots of people, they live all their lives just in a little street, and you know, things like that, or they see buildings and they don't see. You know, they see grass occasionally and they see trees, you know, but they don't see real things, you know, like country and what it is, real. They're just seeing product of man's ego all the time, and it's all that bullshit. You know, because it is, you know, society is bullshit. You know, to an extent it's not, you know, all those ideas that they must have started with to get it together so that, you know, the good. But, you know,
well, also the fact that there are a lot of people necessarily, and I guess reproduces it to a certain extent. Because
and then the new ones, start believing in it. You know, that's the terrible thing, that people believe so much in something that isn't. It's frightening for them.
But you see people who've grown up in an area, a city, they treat the city in the same way as an animal would treat a bit of country, because they know it so well. It's very natural, their relationship to it. The people who back up cities are the people who haven't been here. You know, they treat it as not like nature at all. They can't regard the city as nature, they assert themselves over it and crash about.
But that's the whole thing, you know, where the ego has got to such a place where they feel that they, you know, that that's all there, and there's just us people, and we've got full control over it, and it's ours, and it's all that. Don't they really think that? It's amazing. But they can't see that. Just so unimportant. You know, this is to something else, you know, that I was trying to say about. I don't particularly feel part of a younger generation, and I'm not really, because it's all that thing, like there's good, black, white, red, yellow, and all that. And there's bad ones, and there's good sort of Londoners and there's good Liverpool people and there's, you know, all that bad of the same and there's, you know, just all that. It's obvious. And it's not them are good and they're bad. So whatever we're saying, so that's what I just feel part of. You know, like I'm a person who's trying to live within the divine law to the best. You know, and it's very hard because it's self-discipline. Because the more you want to realise, the more you've got to get yourself straight.
Yeah.
So it's hard, you know, but I'm trying. And then there's a lot of people who are trying, you know, even a lot of people who are not conscious that they're doing it, but they're really, you know, they're doing things for the good or just to be happy or, you know, whatever. But then there's those other people. But you've got to have them to have this. And they'll never, you know, so the whole thing of being not a part of anything in particular, because it's not really 1967 and it's not Art Past 8 or whatever. You know, I mean, that's still what people have said it is. So the thing is that out of a cycle, you know, it's just a little bit of time like that. You know, this Indian fellow worked out a cycle like the idea of Stone Age, Bronze Age, you know, that thing. Only he did an Indian one.
Yeah.
And the cycle that goes from sort of nothing right up into what it is now, 20th century, and then past right round the cycle till the people are really sort of groovy, and then it just sinks back into ignorance until it gets back to the beginning again. So that's, you know, the 20th century is a fraction of that cycle. And how many of those cycles has it done? You know, it's done as many as you think.
Yeah.
And all those times it's been to exactly the same thing as this, and it'll be this again, you know, in another few million years it'll be back to exactly the same thing going on, but with other people doing it.
And there are smaller cycles, like in Flinders Petrie did a thing on the rise and fall of civilization, starting with the Egyptian one, the 6 rise and falls, and then he went into the Greeks and the Romans, and his cycle was very interesting because it went in sort of things like that as well, these bigger ones. Like, the height of the Egyptian civilization was like almost as high as we're at right now. And it was sort of in every respect.
Oh, but so many times.
Keep on going.
But even all those things, you know, going from Egyptian and Roman and all that up till now, and then past that, and right back to this, you know, just again Roman, you know, and they'll all be doing it just over and over and over again. And this is just another one, you know, and it's not anything to do with 1967. And so, you know, that's where I'm just another soul in all this scene, trying to get liberated, you know, and that's all that it is.
Do you feel part of this other, you know, the other one, our sort of readers?
Oh, yeah, you see, I keep going in and out because naturally it's like, the moment
Which one is it?
well, you know, I mean, this is, the whole thing is that as I'm in all that thing of rebirth, death, and the whole thing that's going on, you see that some of the readers will know what I mean. You know, the ones who believe in reincarnation and all that. And, you know, it's pointless me trying to explain things like rebirth and death, because, you know, I've just accepted that. You know, I believe that. And, so...
Well, the only real death can be when sort of the energy of consciousness, which is sort of complete unity with the other. And then
but what's that?
Sort of zap and you've gone. No more rebirth.
Yeah, but that's in that book. Yes, so that is like your final release of that bit of you that is God, so they can merge into everything else. But in that book it explained. You can tell the people about that. To buy that book, it's a gas. But you see, that was a good thing, because if you believe in like these yogis, and through yoga, like anybody can attain, that's what it is, it's a science for God realization. So you just practice yoga, and if you sort of really mean it, then you'll do it. You know, you'll do it to a degree, and it's really, well, those yogis have done it to such a degree that they're gone, you know, they're like Christ, and they can walk on the water, and they can materialize bodies, and they can do all those, you know, tricks, if you want. But I mean, that's not the point, you know, that's the point, is that we can all do that, and we've all got to do that, and we'll keep on being reborn, because that other law of action and reaction, so you've, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And so you reap when you come back in your next birth what you sowed in your previous incarnation. That's why I'm me, and you're you, and he's him, and we're all whoever we are, you know. And the whole thing of me now, from when I was born to where I am now, all I did was be me to get this. Yeah, and it's all that thing, it's because of whatever you've done, you know, you get it back. And so you can either go on or you can blow it.